There's an old saying in this business: oil keeps the lights on, but energy powers the world. That phrase has always struck me, not because it's clever, because it's incomplete. Energy is not some distant force that powers the world in silence. It's alive. It shapes economics, rewrites geopolitical maps, and brings people together as often as it drives them apart. Yet today we're on shifting ground. The tectonic plates of energy are moving beneath us. The questions we must answer are clear. Will we adapt or will we fracture? Hello, I'm Mark Roach. I'm the driving force behind FutureWise Energy. And for decades, I've worked in the oil fields, the boardrooms, and the heart of the industry, carving a path through nearly every major energy basin around the world. And I didn't grow roots in the industry or in country clubs or good old boy networks, but on rigs and the engineering classrooms, in the staff and management offices of major oil companies around the world, state-owned oil companies, as well as a lot of independents, in the dirt and in a lot of deals that keep this or have kept this industry running. And what I'm trying to bring you is an unvarnished truth, some grounded from notes from my experience in the industry, not idealism. FutureWise Energy is a platform born of necessity for me. It's a place where I hope industry leaders and stakeholders can gather to cut through the noise. We champion transparency today, or we talk about it, resilience, and the bold conversations are needed to navigate this industry's most uncertain era yet. And today I want to provide a lens on what's shaping our landscape and where we might find our next footing. And I'm going to begin with Daniel Yergin's Timeless Lessons from the Prize and his recent insights about energy security and the ongoing transition and market resilience. And then we'll discuss some of these ideas and how they intersect with the forces shaping U.S. and global energy policy. By the end of this discussion, I hope to leave you with some clarity, not just about where we stand, but about the path forward. There are a few names as respected in the industry as Daniel Yergin. His Pulitzer Prize-winning book, The Prize, isn't just a chronicle of oil. It offered a new way of understanding the intricate dance between energy, power, and politics. One thing that resonates deeply in Yergin's perspective is that energy transitions are additive, not replacement events. When coal overtook wood or oil overtook coal, what we witnessed wasn't a clean break, but a layering of sources over decades or centuries. The historical depth is crucial in a context where the world rushes to decarbonize. Calls for immediate change often ignore the precise interplay of market forces, technological constraints, and the sheer geopolitical weight, as well as the massive populations on Earth that can't change on a dime. Yergin urges us to think about regional diversity and practical timelines. Decarbonization could move fast in parts of Europe while natural gas emerges as a bridge fuel in India. Each step forward represents and respects local realities. And on that front, there's a brutal truth we must face in the U.S. Our leadership in energy policy has been fragmented and in some ways listless. But here's the exception. I'd argue that the shale revolution remains one of the brightest achievements in modern energy history And Yergin describes how this revolution reshaped global power dynamics, turning the US into an exporter for the first time in decades and constraining adversaries like Russia, with liquefied natural gas or LNG, that's become a geopolitical tool as much as an economic product. Just as Europe faced its deepest energy crisis during the Ukraine invasion, American LNG exports provided resilience. We're reminded yet again that energy security isn't something you declare, it's something you build. Abroad, the picture becomes more complex. OPEC's maneuvers to safeguard their market share, Brazil's fresh exploration in legacy basins, and China's dual pathways of coal expansion paired with renewable dominance show there's no singular global strategy. There never was. Energy is always local, and today's most effective policies are tailored rather than templates. Now, on to the elephant in the room, the energy transition, or perhaps we should call it what is the energy the transformation. Talk of halting oil and gas entirely by 2030 is not just unrealistic, it's dangerous. Yergin's framing of previous transitions reminds us that these shifts happen on a timeline measured in decades, if not centuries. This doesn't mean we dismiss renewable or climate goals, quite the opposite. It means that we approach them with a blend of ambition and realism. Permitting delays and regulatory deadlocks frustrate both traditional and carbon neutral energy projects alike. If you followed my work with FutureWise Energy, you know my stance is infrastructure builds confidence, delays erode it. The Inflation Reduction Act, for all its ambition, has encountered roadblocks in its practical application. If we hope to bridge divides across traditional and renewable energy, alignment, not antagonism, is essential between policymakers and developers. Finally, there's a fragile thread upon which this whole struggle and structure rests, and that's market confidence. The fundamentals of energy investments have shifted toward precision and discipline. Gone are the days of sheer volume growth as a maker of success. Investors demand restraint, efficient capital allocation, and returns over raw output. Diamondback Energy saw themselves have signaled that U.S. shale production may have peaked. This evolution, while challenging, is necessary for long-term resilience. Global players should note sustainability in this industry does not only mean greener practices, but also sustainable business models, a foundation where projects meet financial, environmental, geopolitical scrutiny. I'll leave you with this. It's tempting to read today's headlines and walk away with fear or pessimism. Declining oil counts, rising costs, regional conflicts, meeting rooms full of polarized opinions, but I see a different future. One of resilience and opportunity. Foundations shift, that much is certain. But the strength of any platform isn't in how we hold on to the past, it's how we adapt and how adaptable we are to the future. The winners of tomorrow won't simply be those who pump the most barrels or build the most wind farms. They'll be those who balance innovation with discipline, meeting local community needs regionally. Small is beautiful. Hope with realism and ambition with transparency. Thanks for being here today. Change is coming. Together we can shape it. I'm Mark Roach, and this is FutureWise Energy. Stay ahead, stay wise.